Hey there, English learners! Welcome back to Easylish, your cozy corner for learning English step by step, naturally, clearly, and with a bit of fun. I'm Mia.
And I'm Tom. Mia, let me start with something curious. When you were a kid, what did you dream of becoming when you grew up?
Oh, that's an easy one. I used to dream about being an astronaut. I imagined floating through space in that huge white suit, waving down at the Earth like I owned the stars. What about you, Tom?
An astronaut? That's epic. For me, I had my eyes set on football. I pictured myself in a massive stadium, thousands of people cheering, and me scoring that winning goal in the final minute.
That sounds so thrilling. But tell me, did you actually play football when you were younger?
Oh, absolutely. Every single weekend. Though, to be fair, the only stadium I saw was the school field, and my entire cheering squad consisted of two friends yelling, "Pass the ball, Tom."
Ha ha ha! I love that. My space training wasn't much better. It was mostly me jumping on the bed pretending it was the moon's surface.
See, guys, that's the magic of dreams. They start small, but they make life feel alive and exciting. Even if we don't end up as astronauts or football stars, those early dreams shape who we become.
Exactly. And that's why today's challenge is all about dreams and goals. We'll help you test your English across 4 levels: B1, B2, C1, and C2.
Here's how it works. We'll start with short, simple sentences. And as we go, they'll grow longer and more complex.
Your mission is to follow along and notice when it starts to feel a bit tricky. The moment it does, that's your level.
Oh, and we've got something special for you. We've prepared a full PDF transcript of this episode. You'll find the link in the description.
Perfect for reading along, underlining new words, and shadowing at your own speed.
That way, you're not just listening, you're actually training three skills at once: listening, reading, and speaking.
But hey, what about writing?
Good point. That's where the comments section becomes your best practice tool. Share your thoughts, tell us your level, or maybe even write a little story about your dream.
Exactly. 1 episode, 4 skills. Listening, reading, speaking, and writing, all in one place.
And before we jump into level one, we've seen a lot of requests for grammar focused episodes. We love that idea, but we'd like to know, which grammar topic should we start with?
Maybe tenses or conditionals, or those tricky prepositions that everyone struggles with. Let us know in the comments. We're listening.
And while you're there, share what other topics you'd love us to cover next. When you comment, you're not just sharing ideas, you're actually practicing your English in real time.
Perfect. So grab your coffee, take a breath, and let's get started. Welcome to Test Your English Level: Dreams and Goals.
All right, learners, we're entering level one, B1 English. This is where things are short, simple, and crystal clear.
So, Tom, aside from football, do you have any other dream that makes your heart light up?
Yeah, I do. A simple one, actually. I dream about living by the sea. I can see myself waking up early, walking barefoot on soft sand, and hearing waves whisper every morning. Just that thought calms me down.
That sounds like peace in its purest form. For me, one of my biggest dreams is to open a little bookstore. I picture wooden shelves stacked with books, a tiny coffee corner, gentle music, and people quietly reading with smiles on their faces.
That's such a beautiful image. Do you have any other dreams?
I do. I want to write a book, a real one, and see my name on the cover someday. I imagine sitting at a desk late at night, typing stories that might one day be in someone's hands on a train or in a cafe. Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps.
Wow, that's a huge dream. But tell me, what? What's one small goal that helps you get closer to it?
Simple. I read every evening, even if it's just for 15 minutes.
Interesting. But how does reading every night help you move toward owning a bookstore or becoming an author?
Well, reading teaches me about different voices, writing styles, and genres. It also helps me understand what readers truly enjoy, which will help when I'm curating books for my future store. Plus, keeping the habit builds discipline. If I can stay consistent with reading, I know I can handle the bigger commitment of writing. Most importantly, reading keeps my love for stories alive, and that passion is the heart of both dreams.
Ah, now it makes sense. So even small actions like reading a few pages each night aren't just habits. They're training sessions for your dreams.
Exactly. Dreams are like the sky, vast and inspiring, and goals are the little steps that help us climb closer, one by one.
I love that. And for me, with my dream of living by the sea, my goal is simple too: save a little each month. I can't move there yet, but every visit brings me closer. Each trip feels like a reminder of what I'm working toward.
That's such a poetic way to see it.
Yeah, saving is like building a bridge. Every coin, every bit of effort is another piece connecting me to that dream shore.
Beautifully said, Tom. All right, learners, this is the real essence of level one. Think about your dream for a moment and picture one small step that could bring you closer to it.
Take a second, really feel it. Imagine that moment when your dream actually comes true. The joy, the pride, the sense of peace.
Hold on to that feeling because that emotion, that spark, is your motivation.
Beautifully said. And if you followed along, connected with the idea, and stayed with us till now, congratulations! You've officially completed Level 1, B1 English.
But don't get too comfortable because we're moving forward. Welcome to level two, B2 English.
Here's where things start to get interesting. The sentences get longer, the expressions more natural, and the vocabulary a little stronger.
This is where the real challenge begins. Because, starting something new is easy, but staying consistent, that's the hard part.
Exactly. The biggest enemy of any dream isn't usually failure, it's procrastination.
Oh, I know that one all too well. When it comes to my dream of writing a best selling book, I often find myself saying, I'll write tomorrow. But somehow, tomorrow keeps running away from me.
Yep, classic procrastination. They say it perfectly, and procrastination is the thief of time.
And it really is.
For me, the problem isn't just procrastination, it's distraction. And honestly, temptation too. I'm trying to save for my seaside dream, but then I see a shiny new phone or crave dinner out with friends, and suddenly, my dream fund has vanished.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Old habits truly do die hard.
Exactly, it's so easy to slip back into comfort. That's why deadlines matter. Without a clear deadline, a dream just floats around like a cloud. No shape, no direction.
But once you give it a date, a boundary, it becomes real, something you can measure and track.
Right. For instance, I made myself a promise. By the end of this year, I'll have written at least 30 pages of my draft. Not a full book, but something tangible, something that moves me forward.
That's smart. I did something similar. I told myself that by December, I must save enough money for 2 seaside weekends. Having that clear goal creates pressure, and that pressure turns into action.
So true. You've probably heard the saying, a goal without a plan is just a wish. And that's spot on. Small, specific goals are like bricks. Lay them one by one, and soon you've built something solid.
I love that image. Dreams are like mountains. If you only look at the peak, it feels unreachable. But if you take one steady step after another, you eventually find yourself standing at the top.
Exactly, and that's what consistency is all about.
So, learners, take a second to think about your dream. What keeps you from moving forward? What distractions pull you off track? And what kind of deadline could help you stay on course?
If you're still with us right now, that means you've made it all the way to this level, B2 English, and that's something to celebrate.
Definitely. Don't underestimate that progress. Give yourself some credit because these longer sentences, new idioms, and tougher words, you handled them.
Exactly. You're not only improving your English, you're building patience, persistence, and consistency.
And every time you make it through a level like this, you're proving something powerful that your dream of English fluency isn't just possible, it's already happening.
That's beautifully said.
Now, learners, if you're still here with us, congratulations! You've just stepped into level 3, C1 English.
Things are going to sound a bit denser from here. The words will stretch your vocabulary, and the ideas will dig a little deeper.
Because at this level, we don't just talk about dreams, we talk about what threatens them.
Right. Because let's be honest, every plan eventually collides with failure.
Oh, I've been there. I saved for months, determined to finally spend a summer by the sea. But then, out of nowhere, my car broke down. And just like that, every bit of my savings vanished into repair bills. My whole plan fell apart overnight.
I can relate completely. When I sent my first draft to a publisher, I was met with a brutal rejection. It crushed me. For a while, I honestly thought my dream of becoming an author was over. I felt like I'd hit rock bottom.
Yeah, failure hurts. It really does. But sometimes it's exactly what we need. There's that old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Hard times build resilience, the kind that makes you keep pushing, even when it's painful.
Exactly. Sometimes we just have to bite the bullet, face the struggle head on, even when it feels unbearable. It's through that very struggle that transformation happens.
And funny enough, failure can even turn into opportunity. My broken car forced me to look at my finances differently, to find smarter, long term ways to save. And those new habits, they've stayed with me ever since.
I love that. My rejection became my redemption too. It pushed me to rewrite, to polish, to pour my soul into the next version. And that second draft, it was better in every way. Without that rejection, I'd never have grown.
Exactly. Sometimes the darkest moments are just the beginning of something brighter.
There's truth in that saying. The darkest hour is just before dawn.
So, learners, take a moment right now. Reflect.
Think about a time when something went wrong, and yet somehow it taught you something invaluable.
So, learners, think back to a moment when something blocked your path, an obstacle that tore your plans apart.
Ask yourself, did that moment break you completely? Or did it, in time, strengthen your will to keep going?
That right there is the essence of C1 English. Not just understanding advanced words or idioms, but exploring deeper truths about life and resilience.
Because let's face it, pushing through failure changes you. It shapes character. It transforms you from within.
Exactly. And if you've come this far, if you've understood and felt the weight of these ideas, congratulations. You've made it through level 3, C1 English.
That's huge. You just handled complex expressions, layered idioms, and longer, more reflective sentences. That takes real focus and grit.
But don't rest yet. The final challenge is just ahead.
Level 4, Kasi, is 2 English. This is where we cross into something deeper, philosophy itself.
And we ask the question that sits at the center of it all. What does success truly mean?
Now we've entered the toughest stage. The vocabulary will stretch your limits, and the ideas, they'll stretch your mind.
So, Are you ready to explore not just how to reach your dream, but why you're chasing it in the first place?
Because at this level, we're not just learning English, we're examining what it means to be human.
Why do we set goals? Why do we measure our worth through achievements? These are questions that reach right into the human heart.
Exactly, because success, kind we usually talk about, the one filled with wealth, fame, and recognition, is fleeting. It sparkles for a moment and fades just as quickly.
You can't take it with you. And if that's the only thing you chase, it can become an empty victory. All noise, no meaning.
True success might look completely different. It might be about authenticity, living in alignment with who you really are, not who others expect you to be.
Yes, it's not about what you collect, but what you embody, the values you stand for, the peace you create, the kindness you leave behind.
There's a beautiful paradox in it. So many people burn themselves out chasing attention and approval, yet the real victory is often quiet. It's inner peace. It's the difference you make in someone else's life.
Think about it. A person might build an empire, but if they lose themselves in the process, was that true success? Or maybe the real triumph belongs to the teacher who shapes young minds day after day, creating ripples that last a lifetime.
That's powerful. It's real food for thought.
Because here, at C2 level, we're not just speaking English anymore. We're exploring meaning. We're asking what it truly means to live a fulfilling life.
And maybe the answer isn't about climbing higher, but going deeper, beyond ego, beyond appearances, beyond applause.
Towards something more lasting, purpose, a sense that your life, in its quiet way, matters.
So take a moment, learners. Reflect.
When you think about your own dreams, ask yourself, are you building something real, something that lasts? Or are you chasing shadows that disappear when the lights go out?
That's the heart of C2 English. Not just understanding advanced language, but wrestling with big, abstract ideas that make you question what success really means.
And if you've made it this far, congratulations again. You've completed all 4 levels: B1, B2, C1, and now C2. That's a remarkable achievement.
Seriously, give yourself credit. You didn't just strengthen your English, you expanded your mind.
You've practiced listening, reading, speaking, and most importantly, reflecting. And take a few minutes to write your thoughts. What did you discover about your dreams, your goals, or your idea of success today? Writing it down will help it stay with you.
We truly hope this episode inspired you, challenged you, and maybe even shifted the way you see your own journey.
Until next time, keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep walking your own path.
This is Easylish, where English meets real life.
See you in the next episode. And remember, your progress doesn't stop here.
To keep moving forward, check out the next episode or explore the other videos we've carefully chosen to help you keep growing.